The following short video will go through the permission to sell or mandate to sell for a property. Below in the comments of this video, you'll find my specific status as an estate agent and my details. Section 1 specifically deals with who is the person selling this property, which property is being sold, and does that specific person have the authority and is the legal representative to sell that property. They are then given the right to the specific estate agent to market the property. The specific first area is the property. What is the address of the property? Followed by the earth number, the name of the owners, be that a company or individuals, and then the IDs or registration numbers. Clause 2 deals with this marketing of or advertising of the property. Clause 2.1, for sale sign to be erected on the property, two aspects need to be adhered to. The first is permission needs to be granted by the owner for the agent to erect the sign. The second is that it needs to be within the local bylaws of the local municipality. The clause 2.1 requests that the owner give permission in accordance with those bylaws. 2.2 deals with how marketing will be done by the real estate agent. 2.2.1 deals with our agency specifically with regards our own website, Facebook marketing, YouTube marketing, and other social media platforms, including email. Such marketing may be done by our agency at the consent of the owner. This marketing will start on signature of this agreement or on the specific date as specified in this clause. Marketing on other websites such as Property24, Private Property, and other websites including Gumtree. These platforms will then be marketed from the date of signature of this agreement or again the date that's specified in this contract. 2.3 deals specifically with exclusive sole and dual mandates, which will be selected later on in this contract. Here we specify the means that we'll use for marketing your property under our exclusive sole or dual mandate agreement. 2.4 is the advertising that we offer, which is additional advertising outside of the normal advertising should you have agreed upon the 7% open mandate. This additional advertising includes paid advertising on different social media platforms. 2.5, on the sale of your property, we request that you permit the sold sign be erected for a period of 90 days. 2.6, in some cases, there is times where two estate agencies need to work together in the conclusion of a transaction. In this case, we specify that should we need to work with another agency, you give us the rights to appoint another real estate on a shared fee basis to conclude this transaction. Section 3 deals with the terms and conditions of the sale of the property. It is very important to get a mandate to sell or permission to sell in writing, as this specifies clearly what the expected price for selling the property is. Should this be verbal, there is no clear agreement between the seller and the agent to know what was actually discussed in the verbal agreement. Commission Standard commission in the market is between 7 and 7.5% exclusive of VAT. We have clearly indicated in the clauses above, in clause 2, why we would prefer the 7%, because it increases our ability to market your property and the costs associated to that. In our seller's guide, it goes into more detail on why commission is needed at this rate. Should you wish to negotiate a lower rate, this can be discussed with your estate agent. Clause 3.3. Should the purchaser require suspensive conditions, this, for example, a loan from a bank, this will have a 30 business days for the purchaser to conclude this application. Clause 3.4 deals with when the real estate agent brings a offer to purchase which is equal to or better than the asking price as specified in this contract. Should the seller decide that they would like not to accept that offer, the real estate agent has got the right to claim damages equal to the brokerage fee as per this agreement. 3.5. Should the agent only be able to procure an offer for the property of less than 10% of the amount specified in clause 3.1, the real estate agent will reduce their commission to 5% exclusive of VAT. Should the amount not be less than 10%, the agreed commission will then be binding, as in point 3.2. 3.6 requires the owner to inform the real estate agent should there be any changes in terms of the price of the property or any other aspects that affects the mandate to sell the property. Should changes in price not be communicated with the agent, the current contract will stand as per the marketing price. 3.7. Often there are multiple agents marketing the property. Due to this fact and many agents getting the consent verbally to market the property is often marketed at different prices. This clause allows our agency to inform the seller that there is a property that is marketed for lower than the agreed upon marketing price. The owner then has 5 days to rectify this incorrect marketing price. Thereafter, the marketing price for this agreement will reduce to the lower advertised price. As per this agreement, the contract will run until 12 on the date as specified, or will conclude and be cancelled on the sale of the property or cancellation of this agreement. To simplify the process of multiple contracts depending on the mandate selected, 4.1 allows the seller to select what type of mandate they would want. On selection of that specific mandate, open, dual, sole or exclusive, the clauses relating to that particular type of mandate would apply. For example, if open mandate is selected, only the aspects of clause 4.2 would apply to that type of mandate. 4.3, 4.4 and 4.5 would be ignored in an open mandate. On selection of a joint mandate or dual mandate, clause 4.3.1 would need to specify which other agency would be working on this joint mandate. We would request that we could discuss that with yourselves and suggest particular agents that we feel would work well on your property. Many times there might be the question of what is the difference between exclusive and sole mandate, or dual mandate or open mandate. If you request from our agent, they can provide you with a seller's guide. This has an explanation of the different types of mandates and how they work. As per the Property Act, personal information cannot be sold or used outside the specific realms of the property that we are dealing with. This clause 5.1 allows us to have the consent to use the information that we have in connection with your personal information and property information relevant for concluding a successful sale of your property. Section 6 caters for the cancellation of this agreement. Should it be felt in terms of clause 6.1 we are not meeting the obligations of this agreement, we have specifically included the protection of the Consumer Protection Act within that, allowing a 20 days cancellation notice. 6.2 deals with whether you would like to remove the property off the market. This can be immediately cancelled in that case. We have also included a 60-day of termination that the property can be reinstated in terms of this agreement. Many times sellers decide to take the property off the market and within that period decide to put it back onto the market. This clause allows that you as a seller don't need to sign a new contract should you wish to reinstate your property on the market. If you wish to reinstate it but not include our agency as the option of marketing your property, you can just request that this agreement is not automatically reinstated. Section 7 is where you as a seller warrant that you have the right to sell this property. Should this not be the case, we as a real estate agent have the right to claim damages with regards to this agreement. Section 8 specifies your address that will be used for any communication. Section 9, the final section of this before signature. Here we specify that the agent that you're dealing with has got a valid Fidelity Fund certificate at the time of this agreement. 9.2. Should this practitioner be a candidate property practitioner, the full stated agent verifies that they have got a Validity Fund certificate and they are overseeing this agreement. 9.3 verifies that we are registered with the Property Practitioners Regulation Authority. Should you have any questions regarding the agreement, please ask our agent for more details on that specific section. The final part of the contract is sign it. If you can specify where the contract was signed at, the location, the time, on which date it was signed. Each owner of the property will need to sign with a witness signing next to it. It may be the same witness for both or multiple of the owners. Thank you for concluding a permission to sell with us. As you can see, our permission to sell is quite a detailed agreement. This is to protect you as a seller, to know exactly what you will be receiving from our agency and how the terms of that agreement will happen.